All right. So Amy came early and and I was like, Amy, you're it. And she was like, yes, ma'am. So Amy, I'm going to need someone to read the chats for me because I want people to feel free and type whatever you want to type in the chats. I'm going to move this out of the way. The class is probably longer than an hour, but I'll make sure that, I'm longer than an hour. So that's me. You already know me. Um, so welcome, welcome. So do me a favor and type in the chat, please. Who are you and why are you here? Oh my goodness, more t-shirt orders. Okay, Kim, not Kim. Yes, Kim. Kim, take names down. Kim, please take names down and send me a DM. Kim and I are friends. So Kim, please take names down and send me a DM. This is so exciting. Got it. I'm going to take pictures, and we're going to take pictures at the parent event that I'm having. All the Fuck the Closet Sisters. This is going to be so cool. So I'll tell you all about that in a minute. But yeah, Kim, please take names down. Okay, so write in the chat, who are you and why are you here? Everybody wants a t-shirt. This is so good. That's not what you're supposed to be writing in the chat, but okay, I'll forgive you. So we're going to move on just for the sake of time. So the only rule of engagement is safety, safety. Please mute yourself. Do me a favor, just mute yourself. So safety, safety, my watchword. I don't want to have to mute y'all. So safety, safety, safety is my watchword. It's a safe place, it's a safe space, knowing fully well that I'm also healing. We're all healing. We're all on the journey together. If somebody says something that hurts your feelings, please just take it in stride. Purposely hurt anybody's feelings, but it might happen. Let me see. I'm gonna need to mute y'all. Somebody's not. Okay, thank you. Just because it's the sound is coming out since we're recording it. But yeah, so who is going to read the chats for me? I'm going to be quiet for a minute at this point, so you can please just read who is here and why they're here. Okay, I'm going to read it then. So Christy says, her says she's from North Kakalaki. Christy, you know I used to live in Charlotte. I'm a queer parent and I have 2 kids, one of whom I think is also queer. Yay! So Christy, I used to live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm coming to the Carolinas in June to give a talk, so I'll make sure that we have lunch or something. Karen says, I am from New Jersey. I'm here because I have a 14-year-old gay son. Thank you, KK. Amy says, I'm here because I want to be a better parent and ally for my now 18-year-old non-binary. I love it. Kim says, I have 2 TG sons and I'm a mama bear. That's for sure. Y'all watch out because Kim doesn't play. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so let's go. So thank you all so much for coming. So I have one Karen that kind of beat you all to it. I'm going to be quiet, drink my water while you read that. Karen is she was actually my very first client. She's my beloved client at this point. My first, your first baby is always like your special baby. So this is Karen's story. So who saw that sentence in italics? I realized my child was only a small part of my struggles. Most of my clients come to me literally, usually with a concern about their child. That's usually what they think. But after 1 hour or 2 hours at the most, they're like, oh, yeah, that too, and that too. So that's the beauty of life coaching. So who am I and what's my why? So most of you already know my story, so we'll be very fast. I am a board certified pediatrician. I hung up my stethoscope right there on that wall in July of last year, and I haven't brought it back down because I'm semi-retired, 4-time best-selling author, TEDx speaker. That's me in the zone. And if you've ever watched me do a Facebook Live, you know that when I get in the zone, close my eyes so I can see better. So that's me in the zone on my TED Talk. If you haven't watched my TED Talk, please watch it. Please watch it. International and national TV personality, podcaster, talk show host, mom of a TG young adult, CEO of Lulu's Life Coaching Lounge and my brand new baby, which is my Angels Foundation, which is going to build homes across the globe for homeless queer kids. So this class is for you. Naturally, if you already suspect that your kids are queer, your child has come out to you, and well, you messed up like I did. If you're new to all of this and you're looking for support, if you're a parent and struggling with understanding it all, including your own feelings and your own reactions. And if you're looking for resources and how to specifically support your child, this is the right place. And this class is not for you if you're all of that, and none of you all fit that, because I already saw why you're here. So the brief overview, we're going to watch a very quick 5-minute video. We're going to look at some numbers. We're going to look at the basics. We're going to look at gender versus sexuality. Any difference? Most of you already know that. I think I'm preaching to the choir. Pronouns and dead names, myths and misconceptions, mistakes parents make, which is why you're here. I will have to just kind of talk about my 3B framework, talk about my online group coaching program, and then we'll talk about some resources and a call to action. And of course, you can ask me questions. So let's watch the video, shall we? Boom.
All right, so for my talk of the table, we look ahead to Sunday when people will fill the streets of New York City for one of the largest annual Pride marches in the world. Many of this year is a massive celebration inspiring the fight for LGBTQ plus equality. It began after the Stonewall Uprising in 1969 when police raided a gay bar in the city. Pride celebrations are also taking place in other cities this month. We spoke with the parents and how they are proud as well.
This is my favorite picture of Namdi. That's my baby, all up in their glory. When they were 16, they came out as gay, but when they were graduating from Stanford last summer, I was made to understand that they were non-binary and their preferred pronouns are they, them, theirs. I was a little shocked and even maybe a little scared. What does that mean? I had to quickly get with the program.
We knew that Natalie was discovering something about herself. At about 12 or 13, she came up and said, how would I feel if she was a lesbian? We didn't have any problem. Cooper is gender nonconforming, which means the way he expresses himself to the world is what we stereotypically call female. But he's very adamant he's a boy.
Magdi came up to me and said that she kind of liked boys and girls. We have another son who had told us like 2-3 years before that he was gay, and it was shocking. We got to the point of saying, hey, they're our children, and no matter what they are, we love them, we respect them, and we're going to accept them the way they are.
Everything that I wanted for my daughter to succeed in life, she can still have. Just because she's not going to have a husband, she'll have a wife instead. Doesn't mean that she can't have everything that she wants.
Quererlos, entenderlos porque son nuestros hijos y ellos no decidieron venir a nacer en este mundo.
The newborn picture I took of him, he's wearing a blue onesie and he has a football next to him. In my mind, I had Cooper going on the same journey as my older son. Having a child like Cooper has really made me realize that our children are born the way they are.
If your child comes out to you as queer, then you should be glad and thankful that you've created a safe space in your heart and in your home.
The world can be kind of hard on you sometimes, especially when people think you're different.
Homophobia is real, transphobia is real, lesbophobia, all those things are real, but your love and your understanding and your acceptance, to me, is a lethal weapon against those things.
I wish that everybody would respect them as human beings.
40% of children like mine attempt suicide. I decided that I was not going to be my child's first bully, that I was going to be there to support him and make sure that he knew that he was going to survive and thrive.
I'm proud of Namdi because not only have they challenged me, they've also taught me. What I do is empower my child to go out every day and just have no apologies for being bold and black and beautiful.
Yo soy una madre orgullosa de todo lo que planeé se ha realizado.
Maiden has been a productive citizen, a very loving daughter, and she has made us grandparents.
I love her creativity, love her confidence. I really do love the fact that she is who she is and she doesn't let anybody tell her differently. Cooper is sassy and he is smart and he is kind and he really just embraces life for what it is.
My name is Rafael Hurtado,
My name is Magdalena Hurtado,
and we are the proud parents of 3 LGBTQ children, including Maggie and my grandson.
My name is Jennifer Solomon. I'm the proud parent of Cooper.
My name is Dr. Lulu, and I'm the proud parent of my young adult, Namdi.
My name is Christy Sanchez, and I'm a proud parent of Natalie.
How lucky and blessed are these kids to have parents like that?
They so are.
Yeah.
It is. It's really wonderful to see how supportive they are. And I love what the one parent said, the doctor who said love and understanding is a lethal weapon.
Yeah, you know, parents have expectations for their kids no matter what, and you just have to realize they come out, they are who they are.
They are who they
Get
are.
out of the way. Just get out of the way.
All right. And we'll take
Okay, so please write in the comment. That is one of my proudest moments of 2021. Yes, I was on Gail King. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Jesus. So type in the comments what one maybe sound bite that you got from the video, one thing that kind of struck you besides I was smiling, I was happy. What else struck you? For me, it's always going to be what Jennifer Solomon said. I did not want to be my child's first bully. And I actually quote her a lot now because of that. So just light up the chat, please, if you would. Just maybe one thing that you got from the video. We're going to move on while you do that. And Amy is my assistant. Amy, just read the chat for me if and when anybody types. Is there anybody listening to me? Uh-oh, let me see. Are y'all still there? Because I can't see you. Hello?
We're here.
Okay, yes, I can't see y'all. And y'all muted. So, okay, so that's fine. No one wants to share. That's okay. So remember, this is a safe space. Just feel free to type anything you want to type in the comments. For me, it's always going to be what she said. Yes, the bully comment for me. Yes. Yes. Yeah, well, that's you, Amy. Thank you. They're just born the way they are, of course. Yes, that one. Just get that out of the way. I love that. Yeah, the bully comment. That bully comment for me. But also my sound bite. You know, I have to also say my sound bite. Your love and your love and whatever is your love and against I think that's also there's somebody sound bites coming from. That's also something that we need to note because most parents don't realize, and you know me, if you know me, you know I always say that they are the most important people in their kids' lives, no matter what. So thank you so much for lighting up the little women. Oh my God, Karen said that. Thank you. Just because one parent, that's actually true. Just because one parent daughter is a lesbian doesn't mean that she can't have all the things. Yes, Natalie is crazy. I love her pictures. She is. But what about little Cooper? He's sassy and his hands.
He was so cute.
Yes, that was my proud moment. That was actually in this living room, honey. Yes. Yes. So 5.6% of adults in the US are in the LGBTQ space. That's a lot of people. 52% of youth are queer. That's a lot of people. 16% of Gen Zers. I put that on there because every time I give this talk to an organization, I need them to know that who they're hiring, 1 in 5 of them is queer. So they need to get their program right. I know one of us here has a child, Matthew, who goes to work. You want your child's place of work to be safe. So 16%, that's 1 in 5, really. The Gen Zers are queer or is queer. So we have to be careful about that. This is the reason I started my foundation. 1 in 3 homeless kids is queer. What? First of all, we should have no homeless kids, but 1 in 3 of them, that means they're more. I never buy numbers because it's always the people who raise their hands. Not everyone, but only those who raise their hands. So that's why I started my foundation. So if you know anyone who wants to donate, please holla at your girl. Up to 90% of these kids, maybe more like 100% of them are bullied at school, which is why we should not add our own flavor. And I know Jennifer Solomon said 40%, actually the correct number is 42% of these kids in the last 12 months have attempted suicide and have seriously considered suicide in the past 12 months. And that's per the Trevor Project, and that's the breakdown. So we have the Black folks leading, the indigenous folks, which is Polynesians and everyone else, leading at 31%. The Blacks, not too bad at 21%. Latinos, right there, not too bad. Others is everyone else, right? At 18%. And of course, whites at 12%. I wish I didn't have to break it down like that, but I do. I just wish I didn't have to. And the stats are heartbreaking. You know, if you watch my TED Talk, you will know So remind me of my little one. I'm not sure. Oh, Cooper. Okay, I guess it's Cooper. Okay, Christy, thank you. And the suicide stats are heartbreaking. They're beyond heartbreaking. Really, suicide period in a child period is a failure of the system, of the society, but more so queer kids. Okay, so knowledge matters. Suicide is real, like we're talking about. Affirming spaces decrease suicide rates. Spaces with conversion therapy increase suicide attempts, period. And I'm writing a book right now, and I had to do a study, I had to do a research on conversion therapy, and I threw up the day I read it. The day I looked into it, the things I saw that they do to kids in other countries, trying to convert them. Oh my God, it's awful, awful. You should not read it. If you follow me on social media, you saw this. Recently, I posted in the Facebook community. When you have no parent support, 57% attempt suicide in transgender kids. You have one parent support, it goes down drastically to 4%. That's just something, isn't it? Something telling you right there that just you alone can do this. And the study was done at the Family Acceptance Project was the name of the study. And it was published in Pediatrics, volume 123, number 1, showed that 8.4 times suicide attempt for adults in the queer space who have experienced family rejection. 5.9% depression, 3.4, that's a percent times, 8.4 times suicide attempt, 5.9 times depression, 3.4 times illegal drugs, and 3.4 times unprotected sex. And I think lesbians was like 56%. Oh, it was just, the numbers were just very, very upsetting. But this is from adults now who, when they were younger, experienced rejection. I'm not talking about the kids, I'm talking about adults, which is why my podcast talks about acceptance. So if you're interested, please join me on my podcast. So because families play such a critical role in child and adolescent development, it is not surprising that adverse, punitive, and traumatic reactions from parents, adverse, punitive, and traumatic reactions from parents and caregivers would have such a negative influence on the risk behaviors and health status of young adults. I mean, that's just like a no-brainer. Like for real, it's a no freaking brainer, you know? So yes, I'm here to say that I am one of the people that's like, when are we going to get another letter added to the acronyms? So I think everyone that is here pretty much knows these letters, but I'm just going to slide through it real fast. So the L is lesbians, G is gays, B, bisexuals, trans, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, pansexual, and two-spirit. Two-spirit makes the cut because the native indigenous people, as you saw by their suicide rates, have this belief that there are some special people called the Mahi, I think, who are Maui or Mahi, who are the two-spirit individuals. And in the old days, they were like the teachers and they were like the guides of the community. And then colonialism came and this basically banished them into oblivion. And now we're just trying to welcome them back into the folk. And Canada is leading in that welcoming movement. So I'm so proud of Canada for that. Canada also did something recently, I forgot what it was. I think they banished conversion therapy. So Canada is doing very, very well. NB is non-binary, AMAB is assigned male at birth, AFAB is assigned female at birth. Others like demisexual, asexual, polyamorous, etc. Who knows what the definition of demisexual is? Please type it in the comment. That's my favorite find from last year. As we look at gender versus sexuality basics. So gender is twofold. There's gender identity and then there's gender expression. Expression is how you dress, how you talk, how you act, which reflects your internal identity, which is gender identity. So most people, when they think LGBT, all they think about is sex, period. That's their default thought, sex. They don't think that there's gender and there's other things involved. They just think about sex. Meanwhile, sexuality truly is not about sex. It's about who you're attracted to, physically, emotionally, sexually also, but mainly just your attraction, your love connection. That's what sexuality is. But most people, especially the Nigerians who are prayer-sexuals, they just think about sex and that's all they think about and their mind is stuck there. So I think, again, that I'm preaching to the choir. This particular group of humans are all the right people, thank God. So what are they and why are they important, these pronouns and dead names? So someone please type in the chat. So nobody wrote Demisexual. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see. I think that's always confused what the difference between demi and pan. Okay, good. Thank you for saying that. So Kim, thank you for asking. So demisexual is actually a sub-classification of asexuals. The demisexuals are people who only are attracted to you sexually after developing a strong emotional connection. I truly believe that most people in the world are demisexuals. I know it comes under the asexual umbrella, I know that, but I truly believe in my heart that most people are demisexuals. I know I am, in the sense that if I don't have an emotional connection with you, nothing is happening. And most people are like that. So am I therefore asexual? I don't know. Who cares about names? But that's what demisexual is. So they have to first develop a strong emotional connection with you first before they can have any kind of sexual activities with you, which I think is really special. Pansexuals, on the other hand, are people who have all the fun, right? They don't care what your gender is, they're here for the party. So that's what pansexuals are. I think pansexual is like the plural, if there was a plural of bisexual, which is like someone who is attracted to equally or not equally to males and female genders. Pansexuals are attracted to you, period, irrespective of your gender, whether you're transgender or cisgender, don't matter. Pansexuals are attracted to you. I, as a bisexual, am attracted to cisgendered women and cisgendered men. So that's the difference between bisexual and pan. But that's a great question. Thank you. So pronouns, I think, again, I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm she, her, hers. I don't know if anybody else wants to type in the chat what their pronouns are. And why are they important? Because studies have shown that homes where pronouns are respected have a lower suicide rate. It is that major. And also, homes where dead names are respected also have a lower suicide rate. So naturally, because I speak on suicide prevention, of course, that's going to make the cut. So let's see what's lighting up the chat. She, her, she, hers. Okay, very good. Very good. So any they, them in the building, anybody else with a different pronoun, please show yourself. That'll be nice, just so we can get to know who you are. So this is my friend. Linda is actually a member of the community. Linda was on my podcast, so just listen. And this is actually, my podcast is called The Pride Corner, which is that corner right there. So just listen
in this job where people are like, every once in a while someone slips, you just keep practicing. Support your child. Sometimes you don't have to understand. I don't understand why I'm that at all. Like, way beyond my pay grade. Or gay, or I don't need to understand any of it. It doesn't. Fantastic. That's what's to this conclusion of realization, I should say. This realization, I am who I am. Hello. You love, oh my gosh, you do that, and you see the joy in your child's face whenever you call.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that.
Call them by the correct, understand why it's so important. It's wrong name all day. It affects your mood. Because I got to tell you, whenever I don't move, so when you put yourself in their spot in that one instance.
So thank you so much. My bad. I looked into the chat. I peeked in the chat and I saw someone who don't understand. And that's one of the things I talk about all the time.
In this job.
You don't have to understand before you support. I mean, I don't even know where that came from. That whole concept of I have to understand first. Like one of the things I say all the time is, you don't understand because your brain, you're only using 10% of your brain. That's what I was taught in med school. Whether my son says that's not true anymore. But you only use 10% of your brain. So that's not a lot. There's a whole lot of stuff that you don't know. And a wise man knows that they don't know much if they only know something, right? So being open to just say, you know what, it doesn't matter. I'm here for it all. Enjoy these beautiful human beings who are just creatives and just loving and amazing. Just enjoy them, right? Rather than just digging your heels in and saying, no, I must understand, I must get it. Watch my Facebook Live from this afternoon because I gave a talk somewhere in Nigeria today.
And can I comment on that real quick, just in regards to the name, the dead name and their new name, and being like my child is they, them. And I struggled with saying they, them rather than she, her. And thankfully they were very kind and, 17 years of she, is a little bit hard to now go to they, but I do it because out of what that lady was saying, it is out of love and it is out of care and concern. I mean, I don't have to understand. And they legally changed their name with the courts from Lindsay to Jade Killian. And so that's another thing that we're working on too. I'm like, oh my gosh, please forgive me if I say Lindsay, you know, I love you as Jade. We're good. I'm going to say Jade. And the same exact thing that this lady was talking about happened to her at work. And they knew her as a her and as Lindsay, and said, hey, Lindsay, do this. And they turned around and was like, my name is Jade. And I said, that is so cool. Think about this. What if you start calling that person John or Steve or a random he? And they were like, oh, cool. And so they felt good in that. So anyway, that was just a really cool connection.
So Amy, that's what we're talking about, affirming spaces. You are obviously an affirming person. Yes, your brain has been used to calling a particular name. We all get it. But that's exactly what they call affirming. You are an affirming parent. So I want you to just receive some flowers. If I have flowers, I'll send them to you. So virtual flowers to you, because that is something that I think most people just take for granted, the fact that you are there for them and you actually suggested, you know what, tomorrow just walk in the room and say, oh, Samantha, or whatever name, a few times and let them see how they feel.
Right.
One of my most dynamic guests on my definitely in the Facebook community. But yeah, thank you so much. And again, if anybody would like to come on the podcast, please let me know. I'm going to talk about that later. But yes, Kim got flowers. Oh, Kim sent you. Oh man, Kim is just such a sweetheart. Kim, thank you. Kim sent you flowers.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk about some myths and misconceptions. We're just kind of moving on here. I'm so happy with the pace. You all are just awesome. So the first one is most people think, and it's not in any order, okay? There's no special order, okay? Parents think it's peer influence. If I had a dollar for all the parents that come to me and say, well, you know, it's because they've been hanging around Bob, James, and Julian, and now they think that they're, I don't know, Kenneth. The truth is the other way around. Water always finds its level. So if your child is hanging around queer folks, the question to ask yourself is, why haven't they come out of you? Why haven't they invited you into their space? Why haven't they shared it with you? Because nobody will willingly go and hang out with queer folks who are like the misfits of the society. People want to actually ostracize them and kill them. Nobody's going to do that. So if your child is doing that, ask yourself that question. Why are they doing that? People think it's the parents' fault. Oh my God, when I got divorced with my ex-husband, that's what he said. I turned the baby gay. I'm like, what? But it happened to me. Enough parents think it's a child's choice. Are you kidding me? They say it's a sin. They will go to hell. Oh my God. I know you've probably seen the video where I actually went to hell. And I was like, well, I looked around and all I saw was, what, Kim? Who did I see? Kim, who did I see?
You did one of these.
Who are the people that I saw? I can't see.
You said pastors.
I saw pastors. I went to hell.
Like, you just made your own handbasket.
I went, oh my God, this is like infuriating. It pisses me off when I hear this crap. Yes, Karen, I want you to get pissed off so you can join the I don't give a fuck sisters, honey. Yes, but they're all real. That's why there are myths and misconceptions, obviously. But they're all things that people have told me. And so I took a trip to hell. I was like, let's go check it out. And I saw Pastor Hagee over there. I was like, oh, dude, what you doing here? You know, people say it's the cause of the child's, it is the cause of the child's mental health challenges. And I know Kim actually responded to this the last time I posted the question in the Facebook neighborhood. And people say, oh, it's because they're queer. That's why they are mentally challenged. Meanwhile, it's the other way around. It's because of the way this community treats them. That's why they're mentally challenged. That's why they're having anxiety. That's why they're cutting. That's why they're doing all of those things. Okay. It is a shameful thing to be. A lot of parents say, do you want to bring shame to the family? Do you want to shame me? Or what have I done to deserve this? And all this, making it about them, right? We're coming to that in a minute. So sexuality is about sex. We already talked about that. Gender and sexuality are the same thing, which is a big lie. I had to learn that. Enough parents actually think that because their child was sexually assaulted, that's why they're queer. Oh my God. Speaking from experience, and I didn't have one, but 2 sexual assaults in my life, and maybe more that I've blocked out. And I'm still bisexual, you know? LGBTQ parents cannot have children. Hello? Because enough Nigerians, and I put that there because enough Nigerian grandparents like, when are you going to give me a grandson? When are you going to give me a grandchild? Because they just believe that, of course, we all know better now. Enough of them think that the transitioning is bad. And I just saw this somewhere yesterday on Instagram, where this person was saying that cis het people have 10 times more surgeries than transitioning kids. And I said, that's true. A boob job, a nose job, a lip job, a buttock lift, all of those things are they're not medically necessary. But a child who is experiencing significant gender dysphoria needs their surgery. And yet, y'all saw that I had a hater on Instagram, I think no, on TikTok, who was talking junk about me because they were like, oh, I'm fake, I'm a phony, and then someone else sent me an email and said that she's worried about how much money the government is spending on hormones. I'm like, what? People just worry about stuff that doesn't even concern them. But yeah, let's see what the chat is saying. Thank you all so much for lighting up the chat. Just one hater. I stopped counting. Agreed, Karen. Well, obviously. Agreed, Karen. Amy says, agreed, Karen. We've heard them all. I've been sexually abused and I'm still straight. Yes. Thank you. Right? I know, right? Oh my goodness. So light up the chat for me, please. How did your child come out to you? How did they come out to you? And I made this thing way before I said to invite you in, but we're just going to leave that there. So how did your kids come out to you? For those who would like to share, only because it's a safe space, but you don't have to if you don't want to. For me, I made one of the big mistakes that we're not supposed to make. I actually asked my child when they were 12 if they were queer, and they said, I'm not sure. Luckily for them, I'm not one of the parents who are like, well, if you're not sure, then what? I'm not that kind of parent because I was already sure. And then at 16, they came out, actually when they started their Gender and Sexuality Alliance in their high school, that's when they finally officially came out. And then last year, 2 years ago, I found out at graduation that they're non-binary. And then of course, last Christmas, I found out that they're transgender. So it's been a whole journey for me, I tell you, it's been a whole journey. They haven't yet. Good, he's only 7, very good. I like that. Kim, thank you so much for coming here. You might possibly be the best person in the whole universe for coming for this class today because you want to prepare yourself. Thank you. What if I told you I was first bi, then gay, then trans? Oh, fantastic. Love, love, love that, Katie. Love that. They were in 10th grade and said maybe they were bi. I love that. I love that. And you can see the beauty of language. You can see the way it morphs. First bi, then gay, then trans. Or what if I told you I am? Or I'm not sure, maybe I am, Or some of them even bake a cake, Some of them jump out of the closet, which I've seen on TikTok, which is just so cute. So this is so good. Thank you all so much for sharing. I'm not saying names because of obvious reasons. After a couple of one-sided conversations of me saying our families are allies and we support the community and that we don't care who you date, he finally texted me, oh my God, I love that. That is so beautiful. So beautiful. And that's what I call creating a safe space. So my class, my ABCDE class C is creating a safe space. So whoever signs up for my online program, you're going to get that for free. That is so amazing. I love it. That's what I call creating safe spaces for real. Like that's it right there. Doesn't get any better than that. So either you suspected that your child was queer or your friends and family members told you or your child told you. Now, what they recommend is do not ask. That's another mistake. So if you're smart, which you all are, you see that this whole class, I've been dropping hints of all the mistakes that parents make, even though we signed up for 3, because what 3? We got to go extra, right? So most kids don't come out to you because they don't feel safe. Coming out, sharing, inviting in is all about safety. How did you react when your kids came out? Let's have it. So let's talk about that. Let me see what the chat is saying. Suspected you was, of course we all did, which is the thing. We all freaking did. Well, not all of us, but enough of us do. And yet, like me, when they come out, we still dig in our heels. In my own case, it was never about the gayness. Even though I did the unthinkable, I took my child to a pastor. So when I'm talking about mistakes, I'm not joking when I say I made all of them. Today, my eldest child, who's transgender, actually tells me that, Mom, taking me to the pastor was not the worst thing that you did. And I was like, wow, thank you so much. And they said the worst thing you did was when I came out, you didn't give me affirming vocabulary. You didn't use affirming verbiage. So when I say I can write a whole book, and I'm actually writing a whole book about the mistakes that parents make, I'm not kidding, because I made all of them. Made all of them. My knees buckled a bit, even though I already knew. Thank you for sharing. That's a vulnerable moment right there. So Katie is saying it was all good until he said transgender. Yes, me too. Oh, I tell you, this is why I do the work that I do, because even my own child, it was only this holidays that they finally got it when I said, look, I know you are the child and you are the queer person, but we have to hold space for parents. We must affirm their journey. And so finally they got it and they were like, Mom, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. I said, that's okay. This is a journey that only I and other parents in this space can get. So I was like, you're forgiven, because I know you didn't mean it. But the truth is, they were like, Mom, if you're a parent, when they came on my podcast, they're like, if you're a parent, you can I said, okay, I get it, because you're the victim, so to say. But I'm here to tell you that parents also go through what they go through. You all know about the dad in the Facebook community who attempted suicide because his only kid is gay. So it happens. I was fearful of how others, yes, will treat them. That's a big one. Then we went through the Bible and how those lies that were told were lies about being, yes, that is so true. And they're called, I forgot the name, they're called damning verses or something, I don't know, but thank you so much for that. So this is what you paid your money for. This is what you paid your money for. What are the top 3 mistakes that parents make? So I did a research and I came up with like 35 mistakes, made some misconceptions, and I picked the top 3 and I made all of the top 3. So the first one is the parents don't believe their children. They truly don't believe them. Why don't they believe them? They don't believe them because they think that the child is too young. That's a big one. How do they know? They haven't had sex yet. That's the second one. You know, or maybe because they were molested. That's the third one. So they don't believe the child. They say, no, you're just saying it because you just want to say it. They just, I didn't quite say that, but I might as well have, even though I told my mom when my baby was 2 that they were gay, and my mom was like, bring the holy water, you know, because we're staunch Catholics. But most parents don't believe their kids because they're like, you're too young. How are you? How do you know you're 4? How do you know you're 7? How do you know you're 9? Well, you know, right back at you. How did you know when you were 11 that you were straight? You know, is there like a process to it? No. The second top mistake is parents think it's a phase, choice, social media, peers. That's a huge one. Peer pressure, we already talked about that, but that's a big mistake. And really at this point, a big old misconception, because you and I know that it's not a phase, it's not a choice. What happens is kids don't quite have the vocabulary. They don't. And so they struggle with telling you what they want to tell you because they don't know how to tell you. And of course, this one is a big one. Parents make it about them. They go into this mode of, oh my God, you're going to make my friends, you know, what are my friends going to say? What is the church going to say? What is my mama going to say? What is the neighborhood going to say? But really, truly, what it is the parents are making it about them. What am I, my, me, my, I, right? Forgetting that the child is the main reason. And maybe, like me, some of these parents are actually queer and have internalized homophobia. Yes, it's a thing. It's a thing. Okay, how do you know you were straight? I like asking that. Yes, good, K.A. Let me see. My child was abused by their father, church mentors, student pastors said they were gay because of that abuse. Not okay. Ooh, let me tell you, when I looked up conversion therapy, I found out that they have forced heterosexual sex with these kids as a way of converting them. Can you please just take a moment and just listen to how that sounds? They force them to have heterosexual sex with the converters, who, as far as I'm concerned, are pervs, right? As a way to convert the kids. It's a terrible thing. How exactly would they benefit from just saying that they are queer? I don't know. That's my question. Like, what does any child have to gain, for God's goodness sake? I know that one. Also pisses me off sick. Yeah. Thank you all so much for just being so vulnerable and sharing. Hopefully the class is everything, you know, and then maybe some. So what's the best way to prevent any mistakes? What's the best way? By becoming the parent that your child needs. It's as simple as that. From going from that little kitty over there to that one over there, right? Becoming the parent that your child needs. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. So I have a 12-week program. based on my 3B framework, basics, building, and the becoming. You know, I figured, you know what? I am still becoming. I'm not even there yet. Maybe some of you have seen this flyer. We're going to go over the basics a little bit. So who is the LGBTQ plus child? Who are they? What is the intersectionality of that queer child? What are they going through on a daily basis? Some of them cut themselves just so they can feel. Some of them don't even want to do anything. They don't want to go to school. They don't want to come home. They run away from home. They're kicked out of home, kicked out of the home. This is the story of the queer child today. They're sexually molested because they're sexual minorities. Did you know that? Being a sexual minority increases your risk of being sexually freaking molested. It's so sad. So we look at that. We look at the ages and stages. What age is too young? Because people think it's too young. What age should they come out? What age should you get hormone therapy? What age should you do anything? Pronouns, dead names, new names, and beyond, right? Then are you invited in? Are you coming out? And what does it really mean even to come out? What is that process like? Step 2 is the building. We're going to work, rather, W-O-R-K. We're going to walk with you as you work on you, right? We're going to walk with you as you work on you. All of us together as a group. We're going to look at your thoughts, your belief systems. Even now, we still have preconceived notions. Everybody has prejudice. Everybody has some. And even as we're supporting our kids, we still struggle and falter sometimes. We're looking at the ghosts of all the lies and traumas past. We're going to bring all of them to the surface and name them one by one. We're going to look at identifying and overcoming fears, guilt, shame, and blame. That's a hard one. I suffer with chronic pain today because I'm dealing with my traumas past. Who really minds, and do they matter? When we're talking about these kids and we say, oh, but my mom said this, but my dad said that. Does that person really truly matter? If you go to the Facebook community, you see posts about people who say, my mom doesn't speak to me anymore, or my mom kicked me out, or whatever. There was the one guy who came out there and told us that he was homeless at 17 and he graduated homeless because his parents kicked him out. These are real things. And of course, becoming is the third step. And we're now building a bridge to your child. What is it that your child really wants and needs from you as a queer child? We're going to learn about your child's love languages and how you can learn how to speak it. We're going to handle your child's inside and outside world. So that includes the school, the government. I mean, all of that's advocacy work. And then, of course, we're going to embrace the becoming process because it is definitely a whole vibe. So that's just another way to present the 3-step process. So there's 6 reasons why you need the 3-step process. To understand the reason why you have a queer child, a lot of people don't know why. Now I know why to do this work, right? And I know Kim knows why because she's writing a book. But do you know why you have a queer child? Do you even know? Have you ever stopped and just silence the thoughts in your head and just listen to why do you have a queer child? Why were you given that child? We're going to look at that. To understand why you are struggling with accepting yourself and coming out of your own closet as a parent of a queer child. To understand why you need to support your kid, like not want or have to, need to support your kid. Like this is major, not because it's easy, but because it's doable. I came up with that today. I was so proud of myself. Not because it's easy, but because it's doable. So it's as simple as saying support your child, but not because it's easy, but because it's doable. I'm actually going to tweet that as a quote of the day. Can't find my mouse anymore. So somebody has a comment. Just give me 1 second. To understand what your child needs from you, not just wants from you, but needs from you on a daily basis. To understand who you need to become and how to go about it. Let me see. How young is too young? The answer is whenever you start telling them they can be whatever they want to be. I like that. Kim, please post that in the group today. That's very, very powerful. If I remember, I'll take a screenshot of it after this is over. Very, very powerful. But as you know, we have whole legislatures behind that. So I like group coaching programs. I like one-on-one, don't get me wrong, but I prefer group coaching because group coaching is what we're doing here right now. Everybody has their own experiences and their own ideas. So it's a tiny little community of like-minded people all wanting to do the same thing. We want to support ourselves, we want to support our kids, and we want to accept ourselves as we support our kids, okay? And I think it's an investment. I think anything that you put time, like right now, is an investment of your time, right now. And it's also, you have the self-paced online course, which I'm still building, but you have enough of that to start working on those deep things, not because I'm perfect, but because I can. That's what I always say, right? Because I can. We're going to have weekly live Q&A sessions just like this in a safe, non-judgmental space. For me, safety is so key. And the result is your child is feeling loved, accepted, supported, and affirmed by you. Those 4 things. None of them is understanding, right? Understood is not there. Doesn't make the cut. Your child needs to feel loved, accepted, and supported. And then, of course, all of that equals to affirmed. Affirmation means you're saying that what you said is true. So you can accept somebody and not affirm them. I didn't know that. My child explained that to me. And when I looked it up and I was like, you're right. Acceptance is separate from affirmation. Affirmation is the word you're looking for. Okay. So your investment is 12 hours for 12 weeks for $9.97. And equals to a lifetime of love and acceptance. Why not? It's an ongoing, is a gift that keeps on giving. While it's in numbers, truthfully, the reward is in kind. So again, your investment is 12 hours for 12 weeks for $9.97. Okay? So, but it won't be Dr. Lulu if we don't have a lot of bonuses. I see something in the chat. Hold on, let me see. Countdown, 5 minutes left. Oh, is that what it is? Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. We're actually almost done. So bonuses. So what are the bonuses out there? Thank you so much for that. So if you pay in full in the next 72 hours, you get the early bird discount. So you get $100 off for attending this class if you pay in the next 24 hours. So you get $100 off of that $9.97, first of all. And then, ta-da! Kim, look! It's here. So you get 10% off my brand new book, which is a 2-in-1 project. And up until this afternoon, I was still going to go with invited in as a question, but I now change it to invited in with colon. So how to become the parent your LGBTQ child needs. But the surprise is you all get to vote. You're going to get to be the first ones to vote which book cover you like best or better. So please light up the chat. I need to see 4 votes. Right now, I'm actually considering doing 2 book covers, but let's see. Why can't you do both? Look at that. I was just saying that. I just saw that. Countdown 5 minutes. A. Yeah. So A is actually what my kid picked, which is amazing because I picked B because I was trying to make B a mulatto, but they were like, no, that's white. I was like, okay, well, but A is what everyone, at least my kid picked A. And I was like, okay, but I am thinking of doing an alternate cover because why not? And I, just for fun because I can. It's the same book. You're just gonna have 2 covers. I don't know if Amazon can do that. I've never known that, but I just thought they're so pretty. But Karen, you are dialed into my mind, girl. I love that. So the 3rd bonus is an extra hour call with me, only for fast action takers, of course, those who pay in full in the next 24 hours. And if you know me, I always talk about the fact that I charge $500 an hour. So really that's a $500 savings, or A on front and B on back. Okay. All right. Now I'm getting creative in the building. Actually, the book is a 2-in-1 project. Is that what I wrote there? So one is the book with the content itself. The other one is the Q&A book. The activity book. So I might do that, but because I can't think of what to do with the activity book. I just can't think of what to use on the back of the activity book. And if I can't think of that, then I'm just going to have to put everything in the one book. But I really wanted to do an activity book, but that was the mind behind that. Like that. So you like the front and the back? Is that what you're saying? Oh my God, that's a good idea. But you know what they do with the back of books, right? You got to put the author's picture, you got to put the little blurb. So that's going to be very, very busy at the back. So it's a good idea, but I don't know if it's going to fly. And I'm trying to get to New York Times bestsellers. I don't know if that's going to fly at all. And I'm seeing true, yes. I'm not sure what they're saying true for like that. Yes, I'm not sure. So please unmute yourselves because I don't know what you're saying.
Well, so true, just meaning that you do have to have your information on the back.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So
but you could even do like a, on the front, like a half and half A, half B. Like, split the girl that's in the front there, just so that you can capture a bigger audience.
Yeah, I told the lady who's doing the book, I said, make that be more like mixed race or biracial. That's what I want.
Yes.
That was what they said. It's like, Mom, that's a biracial kid. I was like, really? And not Mom, excuse me. They were like, Mom, not Mom. They said, Ma'am, that's biracial. That's not biracial. That's not biracial. So I was like, go back and make it a couple of shades darker and just give me my biracial kid now, and no one gets hurt. Because I really truly don't want to write the book. I have a book for Black kid coming up already, so I don't want to do Black. But I know ultimately A for book, B for workbook. And we might do that. I might do that. I'm actually thinking about that. So when you pick up one, you'll see that, oh, this is the workbook. Well, where's the main book, right? So maybe we might end up doing that. But thank you all so much. This is so good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You really helped me. So the extra hour will buy you, we're going to work on 3 major areas: where you are right now, where you want to be, and why haven't you gotten there yet? Where you are right now, where you want to be, and why you haven't gotten there yet. Because usually that's the issue. There's a block somewhere. So you get a free copy of my first best-selling book. That's my baby when he was my eye level. This kid is 6'2" now. That's my youngest kid. He's 6'2" now, so he's over here in the book, right? So you get a copy of that for free for signing up for the course as all part of the bonuses. And then you get a copy of my first training video, which is called the ABCDE Plus of Accepting Your LGBTQ Child, which I teach in all the libraries in San Antonio. So you get a whole bunch of bonuses just for signing up today. And these are the payment platforms. And I was supposed to copy this and post it in the chat, but I don't know if somebody can please help me take a screenshot and post in the chat for me, because I thought I had done it and I forgot to do it. But it's pretty much straightforward. Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. I use all of them. So someone please help me with that. Maybe Amy, if you don't mind. Thank you so much.
I think Kim's doing it.
Amy, thank you so much. Okay.
No? Okay, I'll do it.
Okay, thank you. That's the same thing. Thank you so much. It's 7 o'clock. We're almost done. Yay! And I have a huge surprise for y'all at the end. You're going to love the surprise I have for you. Oh, we also offer financing, by the way. So I know it's a tough time financially for most people. So I have partnered with this company called Flex Buy. They do customer financing. So you can actually pay this. You can pay $10 every month for however number of months it's going to take to pay it off. So really, if you want to dig deeper and join us on Wednesday when we start, I'm not going to say you don't have any excuses, but that's what people say, right? Because you can actually have financing. And so for $9.97 or maybe $8.97 if you pay today, is that $8.97? If you take $100 off of that, you can actually get financing. So just let me know, please. Send me a DM, type in the chat what time on Wednesday, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Oh, so you only got the Cash App. Okay. Venmo. Okay, thank you, Amy. Oh my goodness. So it's going to be 6 p.m. for now. That's what I have for now, but I'm actually considering doing it during the daytime. The other 2 ladies were not trying to budge because they already heard 6 and they're like, yeah, because I'm back from work. But I'm open to doing it during the daytime if we have more interested parties, because money talks, right? So if I have more people you want to do in the daytime, that's actually better for me. Then that way I can just do it and be done with it. But thank you so much. So, but that's a great question. So 6 p.m. Central on Wednesday will kick off. So we also offer financing. I think the financing was like my best find for last week. That was a huge find for last week. And then also my one-on-one packages. So for those who don't want to do group coaching, that's fine. I also offer one-on-one packages. It's the same energy you're going to get regardless. I just like group coaching because you get to learn from each other, and there's a lot to be said about learning from each other. I'm telling you, it's just like a classroom. It's like a cohort. So I don't care one way or the other. Actually, if you sign up for one-on-one, that's a whole lot more money. But the coaching, the group coaching, to me, I think is a great value investment. So mark your calendars 2/2/22 at 6 p.m. Central. I picked the number 2 because the year 2022, my numerology number this year is 2. So 2/2/22 is the day we're going to kick off 6 p.m. Central. If that time changes, I promise I'll let y'all know. I promise I'll let y'all know. Please, Kim, did you get the Venmo, PayPal. Did you get the Zelle? The Zelle is 803-804-2990. That's my Zelle. So for super early birds, oh my God, if you pay in the next 24 hours, you get 2 discounted tickets to the first ever parent pampering party conference that I'm having, or retreat. I'm not sure what I'm calling it yet. It's going to be this June 4th. We already have the city of San Antonio is letting us use their convention center. What? Yes! So we're going to wear our t-shirts. We're going to be all up in their faces downtown San Antonio at the Riverwalk. It is going to be awesome. Kim is already there. Fantastic. So just pay your 24 hours. Discounted tickets is yours. Okay. I am so excited about just like all of this was a thought in my head several weeks ago. And look, today is real. So remember, you are the most important person in your child's life. Your love and acceptance is a lethal weapon against hate and homophobia. So please do the right thing for your baby. Like I said, I think I'm preaching to the choir here, but you never know. We have spouses, it happens. So my PDF is not even legible. Oh my goodness, it looks so small now. My PDF is my 10 things you should 10 things you should know about raising your LGBTQ child. I think you can get that from my website. If you go to my website right now, dr-lulu.com/PDF, you can get that. For those parents who are still suspecting and or questioning, you want that PDF. It's just the way right now, like literally the way I'm talking to you. That's how it is. So Facebook, IG at Ask Dr. Lulu, please follow me. That is my podcast. Kim is going to be a guest on my podcast. I'll have to sign off. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you so much. But we're almost done. This is it already. We're already in resources, so we're done. So that's the Facebook community. You can get my books on Amazon. The Trevor Project is one place that I get most of my information from. Almost every city has a Pride Center. Just check with your city. There should be a P flag there. There's a GLAAD, which is the legal arm of this whole thing. There's GLSEN, which is for high schoolers. So if you're a parent and your kid is in high school, to know about that. There's what used to be Gay Street Alliance, Gender Sexuality Alliance in most schools, even in elementary schools. I think they're getting GSAs now, which I think is amazing. And mypronouns.org is so good. You need to go there if you're still having doubts about why pronouns matter. Okay, boom. So that's the number. Holla at your girl. Call me maybe. Let's talk about this. I would love to see every last one of you in the group coaching program. Please, please, please come. It's going to be worth every single penny. One other thing I want to do is I want to do a train the trainer program. I want to create a train the trainer program whereby I'm going to train other people to also be coaches, and you can make your own little money if you want to. But I'm thinking about doing the train the trainer program. So please consider signing on. Can we get a copy of these slides? And this is why I recorded it, right? So you need more than that. You can't get the slides, but you can get the recording. So this is why I'm recording it, because you paid. So you get to, yeah, of course. That's why it's recorded. Nobody else is going to get it unless the people that paid their money. So consider doing that. Good, good, good. Fantastic. So train the trainer. I don't know what you're talking about with train the trainer. I'm not sure that's what you're talking about. But I'm definitely looking into it. This guy that I'm not seeing gave me the idea. And I was like, that's a good idea. So let me do my first few and then train the trainer. And then we can just be all out there. We'll be the we don't give a fuck.com. Train the trainer. Yes, yes. Yes, 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 I'm so excited. So that's why I'm recording this so that you all can get a copy of this, right? Yes. So in conclusion, we looked at numbers, definitions, suicide rates, pronouns, dead names, myths, misconceptions, mistakes, 3 brief framework, one-on-one program, bonuses, how to work with me, and resources. But I think the best thing was all of us being here. Don't you agree? Please type in the comment section. I could have taught you nothing, but the sisterhood that we formed today, to me, I think is more powerful than anything else. So I'll officially take questions now. And if there are no questions, then I have a surprise for you. Yes, it was wonderful. Yes. Oh my God. Okay, so do me a favor. Please, I beg you, please, please go to the Facebook community and write about the class. Please, I will approve all of the the post. Just post about it. And if you don't mind, 4 of you, I'll contact each of you individually to do a post-class interview. I like to do that because I want to know what I can do differently and what I can do better, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you hated, things like that. So please just type in the comments if you're okay with that, and I'll contact you separately, because that's how I get better, right? By getting feedback, good or bad or ugly, I don't care. So please let me know. And if you don't type in the comment section, I'm gonna contact you anyway, because I know where all of y'all live. But I think I thank you for coming. I thank you for showing up and showing out. I'm good with the post-it. Thank you so much. Good. Okay, very good. It looks like everyone is good with the post-it. Yes, yes. So I'm going to come and I'm going to ask all of y'all to please come. I need the post-interview. I need videos. I need written testimonials. That's how people hear about me. That's how people know about me. So if it was good to you, know how to say, if it was good, tell others. And if it wasn't good, tell us, so we can improve. So I'm excited. I hope the class was everything that you thought it was, and at least some. So this is the surprise that I have for you for staying to the end. So I'm going to put my music on 2 minutes, because the topics that I speak about are always really they're always really tough topics. So I always am ready to do meditation to help you heal. Even after teaching the class, I get re-traumatized every time. So let me get my music, and then we're going to do that, and then you can be on your merry way. So Amy, you see why I couldn't stop, because I wanted y'all to have this.
Right.
But I hope.
I wonder if on Facebook we can do a check-in.
I didn't set it up. I don't know.
Okay.
Technology, but yeah, maybe you can. But please, I beg you. I'm not even ashamed to say, please. Everybody gets a copy of this, but also please write something in the group. Just say, I just went to the class. It was awesome, or it was awful, or whatever. And so hold on.
Do you only want that on Facebook? Can you do it on Instagram too?
Yes, please. Everywhere. Yes. Great question. Everywhere you can. Okay, let me get the music. So yeah, so everybody that stays to the end of any of my talks always gets this, because they're very, very, all right, that's it. So I'm going to ask you, because I always want you to do this. You don't have to do this, but I'll ask you to, okay. So I'm going to dim the lights. Please, somebody tell me yay or nay. Can you hear my music?
Barely.
Okay, 1 second. You hear it now. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to ask you, if you're sitting down, take off your shoes, and I want you to earth yourself and connect with the ground, with Mother Earth. So take off your shoes. I'm taking off my own shoes right now. And then bring your hands to heart center. Right. I'm going to take 3 deep inspiratory cleansing breaths. Let's fill up our lungs with air. All the way in and all the way out. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. 3 deep cleansing breaths. And as you breathe out and breathe in, I want you to breathe in all of the love and all of the kindness and all of the compassion that life can bring for yourself. Enough of our kids, enough talking about our kids. Let's breathe for ourselves now. Fill up your lungs with air. Breathe in calm and light and energy. and support and compassion. And breathe out angst and stress. Any kind of negative energy. And as you breathe in and breathe out, let's take a trip to our 9-year-old self, can we? I usually go back to my 9-year-old self because that's when she was molested by a trusted adult. So I go back there to give her love as much as I can, but you don't have to go to 9. Just pick an age you'd like to revisit. And when you're thinking about that age that you're going to visit, if you find your thoughts going elsewhere, just bring them back gently. On your way down to memory lane, what are you seeing along the way? Who are you seeing? What smells? What are you touching? What are you feeling on your way back? When you get there, what does she look like? Do you remember her? Do me a favor and give her a hug. Give her a long hug from Auntie Lulu. Just take a moment and just stay with her for a second. What are the dreams you had at that age? What are the things you wanted to do? How many of those things are you still doing now? You like to play piano, maybe you stopped playing. You like to do hopscotch and you stopped. Writing, maybe drawing, knitting, sewing. What is it? What are the dreams you had at that age? What happened to them? For me, it was journaling. I love to journal. I don't get too much time to do that anymore, but I still do. Just hang out there for a moment. I'll be quiet. Just have a conversation with her. We can spend one more minute with her and then we gotta come back. And before you come back, give her one more hug and then just tell her, promise her you're gonna come back to today and you're gonna do one thing, just one thing that you used to like to do as a child, just one. Most people forget that even though I'm a pediatrician, I'm primarily a life coach for parents now. My job is to hold space for you, to love on you, as you love on yourself. Because kids are critters, they will take over. But we're creating safe spaces for parents. So when you come back, you need to promise her you're going to do one thing, just one thing you used to like to do. That's it. So let's take 3 more deep cleansing breaths. And as you're breathing in, breathing light and balance. peace and love. And breathe out angst and any kind of negative energy. Breathe out homophobes. Breathe out closets. We're going to burst out loose. We are parents of queer kids and we're proud of it. And in your own time, when you're ready, and open your eyes. That's all, folks. So I'm going to stop sharing and maybe even stop and it's here. Okay, and then stop sharing. All right. How was that? I know, me too. I cried. I don't know what happened to my video. Do y'all see me?
No, you froze.
Whatever.
Yeah, you were frozen. I thought you were just really deep in meditation, but
Not while I'm speaking. So
oh, that was a trip.
yes, I'm actually rusty now. Usually my meditations, no dry eyes. But I don't know what happened to my video. It told me that Microsoft stopped working, but I know it's still recording. So I'm going to stop recording so y'all can be free. But yeah,